Bonjour, Madame and Monsieur. 10 years ago, on November 13th, 2015, a series of coordinated Islamist terrorist attacks took place in Paris, France, and the city's northern suburb, Saint-Denis. At 21:16 hours, 3 suicide bombers detonated explosives outside the Stade de France in Saint-Denis during an international football match, after failing to get inside the stadium. Meanwhile, another group of terrorists opened fire on crowded cafes and restaurants across Paris, with one bomber killing himself in the process. A third group carried out a mass shooting and hostage situation at the Bataclan Theater, where the Eagles of Death Metal were performing for an audience of about 1,500 people. The police eventually stormed the venue, during which the terrorists were either shot or detonated their suicide vests. In total, 137 people were murdered, including 90 at the Bataclan, and 416 others were injured, nearly 100 critically. 7 of the terrorists also died. These coordinated attacks were the deadliest in the European Union since the 2004 Madrid train bombings. They occurred one day after the similar bombings in Beirut and 13 days after the bombing of Metrojet Flight 9268 over Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. France had already been on high alert following the January 2015 Charlie Hebdo and kosher supermarket attacks, which left 17 murdered. The Islamic State claimed responsibility for the Paris attacks, calling them for retaliation for French airstrikes on Islamic State targets in Syria and Iraq. President François Hollande described the events as an act of war carried out by the Islamic State. The plot was coordinated in Syria and organized by a Belgium-based terrorist cell. 2 of the assailants were Iraqi nationals, but most were French or Belgian citizens who had fought in Syria. Some had re-entered Europe by blending in with waves of migrants and refugees fleeing the conflict. In response, France declared a 3-month nationwide state of emergency, banning public demonstrations, authorizing police searches without warrants, allowing house arrests without trial, and blocking websites promoting terrorism. On November 15th, France launched its largest airstrike of Operation Chamal, part of its campaign against the Islamic State. Authorities then focused on tracking down surviving terrorists and their accomplices. On November 18th, the suspected mastermind, Abdelhamid Abaoud, was killed in a police raid in Saint-Denis, along with 2 others. And that's all I have for the history of the day. If you like what you hear, don't forget to leave a comment down below and subscribe. And those who are French around that time, I don't even want to say it right now. So that's all for today. And I will say my final words in French to the French viewers. N'oubliez jamais, vive la France.